Hello everyone, and welcome to a special episode of Tech Central TV, your place for news, reviews, and product unboxings. Guys, on this week's special episode, we're going to be reviewing the top 5 best iPhone 6 wallet cases. I know this has been a very, very hot subject on our social media feeds, and today, guys, I'm bringing it right to you. So let's get right into it, guys, and at number 5 we have the Notice Access case for iPhone 6. So just some things to notice on the outside. We have this cool design. It's not like any other case I've seen in a long time. We have just a manual here, and what I'm trying to get at is this case opens from the bottom. Now this is one of the few cases that I've seen that actually does this. Most cases actually open from the side or from this side, but I've never actually seen one that opens from the bottom. So that's pretty cool and unique about this case. Let's just see what it looks like with the black iPhone inside. So another really cool thing about this case, guys, is that we do have the micro suction cups here and here. So this is probably my favorite feature of this case. Take that off. And you just have to line up the iPhone with the camera cut out here. Make sure that's all lined up. The bottom. Let's try that again. Takes just a few times. There we go, guys. And then we also have one of them here, and this is just for when you have the case closed. It sticks to the iPhone and does not, come loose, which is a good feature, which I do like. Now, guys, this case does feature a pocket here at the bottom that you can put your credit cards and such in. I don't know how many you can fit in here. It does not specify how many, but it is not very thick, which does, improve the thinness of the case, so you don't have that much of a bulky case. But I don't know how many cards you can fit. I would estimate about 2 to 3 cards maximum, maybe just a bit of cash in there. And yeah, the only other thing I do not really like about this case is the fact that you don't have a speaker cutout when the case is closed. So that's probably one of the things that I don't like about this case. You do have access to the lightning connector here and the AUX port, which is good, and you do have good access to your buttons on the side and your access to buttons like your on-off switch here. Now, guys, in terms of this pad here, oh, there we go. So I guess this acts as a stand as well for your phone. I did not know about this feature, guys. I don't know, I don't think I prefer that because, as you can see, it does wobble like that when it's in your hand. So you do have to keep it very tight to your hand when you're using your phone. So yeah, guys, out of 5, I would rate this case a 3 for usability and design, and just an overall 3, guys, for this case out of 5. We do have a nice leather design on the front and the back of this case, which I do like, and it does feel really nice in your hand when it's closed. So yeah, guys, you guys can pick up the Notice Access case for iPhone 6 for $76.97 at thenoticecollection.com. So the next case we have here, guys, at number 4 is the Adopted Folio style case for iPhone 6. The leather folio, I should add, because it's a very sexy, cool design. As you guys can see here on the outside of the case, it's an all leather design. So really 100% of the outside of this case is just leather, and we do have just these metal rims here. The inside of the case is this nice fabric, and then we do have this hard plastic for the place where the phone actually goes. So let's see what it looks like with the black iPhone inside. Guys, look at this. This is probably one of the nicest, sleekest, and sexiest designs I've seen for a iPhone card case, for an iPhone wallet case in a very long time. Adopted does feature this case in just the back of this case, so without this, it's just called the leather folio case. And again, it comes in a variety of colors, just like this one. So the only thing I do not like about this case, guys, is the fact that you don't have any sealing mechanism here. You don't have anything that actually keeps this folio pad off, actually secured to the phone when it's in the closed position. So I would have liked maybe a strap or some kind of magnetic design here to keep it secure and in place. That button access, guys, is probably one of my favorite because it is the open button design. Hallelujah! Probably one of the first cases I've seen for iPhone 6 that is a wallet case that does have this open button design, because lots of them have the sealed design, which I don't understand why. Mostly just for scratches and stuff, but I'm not a fan of that, guys. I love the open button design, and it is my favorite feature of the inside of this case. We do also have the open port design here on the bottom, so really a big AUX jack, because I do have professional audio equipment that does take up a very large part of this jack, and for some cases it doesn't fit because the opening is actually way too thin and way too narrow and it can't fit. We do have good access, again, the open button access here, and we do have a small camera cutout, which I do like. Guys, the stitching here looks really nice and really complements the leather design of this case. We do have the engraved adopted logo, and on the back is just a simple leather design. You guys can pick this up for $49.95 at Adopted NYC. And the only thing I do not like about this case, aside from the fact that you do not have the securement method here, is that the bezel here is not very high. It doesn't have a raised bezel, so if you were to drop this case without the pad on the front of the screen, I would say it would do quite some damage to your phone, because really here we don't have any bezel here on the left side of this case. We have just the slightest bezel here on the right side of the case. You guys can fit 2 to 3 cards up in here. That's what they specify, 2 to 3 cards over here, and maybe some cash. And guys, this case comes in black, white, and gold. We have it here in the red, and then it also comes in one other color, which I can't pronounce. So again, guys, you guys can pick this up at adoptednyc.com for $49.95. The next case, guys, coming in at number 3 is this Incipio credit card case with kickstand stowaway case. So guys, this is probably a real, this is a very nice case, because it does have this this open card compartment here, which I have not seen on any other case that we have reviewed here on the show, the open compartment design. I know other people make it, but I haven't seen one reviewed here on the show. It is the first one that has this open compartment design that does click into place here, which is really, really nice. The one thing that is compromised on this case is the fact that it does add quite a bit of bulkiness to your phone. Because we do have the whole back compartment is raised because we have the credit card compartment. So I don't know how I feel about this color, guys. The gray and turquoise is kind of weird, I do have to say. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but it does come in 5 separate different colors. And yeah, so we do have the really nice tactile buttons on the side here. We do have the power button and the volume switches. It is a really, really narrow and tight access to your toggle switch, so you do have to get in with that fingernail over here. So that'll probably be one of the things that I do not prefer about this case, alongside the fact that it does add probably 1.5 times more thickness to your phone with this case on. So Incipio does say that you can fit up to 3 cards and cash in here in the back. We do have the card design here where you put them in and then you seal this. The one thing I don't know how I feel about it is the open metal design here. They did cut that back just to cut back on slimness, because it already is a fairly thick case. I don't know, maybe it would scratch the back of your phone if you put some sort of cards in there that are metallic. You know, you have now the metal cards, the more luxurious cards that are made out of metal, and I do think that they might just scratch your phone on the bottom here. So really, that's your call, guys, if you do prefer that. If not, I can't really say. So guys, on the bottom here, we do have the very narrow also AUX port here, because they did want to make this case more protected, because we do have the lip here, as we've seen on most of the spec cases that still relate here. We do have the lip here so that if you do have front-facing falls, you are protected, guys, which is really, really neat. And we do have nice protection on all the sides and the back and the front of this case. So as I was getting to, guys, the camera cutout here is very nice. It's nice and wide, and it's not one of those really round and weird designed openings for your camera. So you guys can pick this one up at incipio.com for $34.99. Coming in at number 2, guys, we have the Spec Candy Shell card. We do have it in black. Again, it comes in a variety of different colors, I believe so. And yeah, guys, let's get right into this, guys. Probably one of my favorite cases from Spec. Spec does make a really nice variety of candy shell cases. This is probably one of my favorite ones. So guys, as you guys can see, while I'm struggling to take, I'm not actually struggling, while I take this case off, just the basic gist of the outside of this case, it's really nice. It has this hard plastic design, this glossy plastic design, which I don't prefer, to be honest, because it does scratch fairly easily. We have seen that on all the candy shell models, except for the Mighty Shell. They do have the glossy plastic design, which I really wish they would improve the scratch resistance to the case. But hey, what can you do, right? So on the inside of this case, we do see this really, I don't know, it looks kind of like construction worker kind of. We do have this little mechanism here. I don't know if you guys know what it is, but it is a spring that keeps your cards into place when you do place them inside the card compartment of this case. So as you guys can see here, at the back of this case, we do have the compartment for up to 3 cards in cash, and then we do have this little little cutout so you can push the cards out. And we do have the spring action design at the bottom of this case that actually pushes your cards up so that they do stay secured and they do not fall out, you know, when you shake the case or something like that. We do have this very wide camera cutout, which I do not very much like because it does look kind of weird. On the bottom here, again, they do have the wider AUX input, which I do like, and good cutouts for everything you need. They do have the nice and tactile buttons here, which probably one of my favorite features of the spec cases is the nice and crisp access to all your buttons. You do have an enlarged cutout for your toggle switch, which is really nice. Protectivity of this case, guys, probably one of the most protective cases because it does have, you know, the military drop test standards. We do have nice protection on the sides, back, and front because we do have that raised bezel lid. So yeah, guys, that was the candy shell card from Spec. You guys can pick it up at specproducts.com for $39.99. So guys, the moment of truth has come and we are going to check out the #1 best iPhone 6 card case on the market today, in my opinion at least. And that is the Q card case from CM4. So guys, we already reviewed this case on the show, but I thought I would bring it back because it is the nicest wallet case I've seen here in a very long time. Again, from CM4. It's very thin. That is the #1 feature on this case, is the thinness of this case. Look at this. Doesn't add almost any thickness to your case, unless you know it will add some thickness when you add your cards, depending on how thick your cards are and how much cash and cards you do add into there. The back of this case, this feature a really nice leather design, which I really enjoy, and that is probably one of the highlights of this case is this leather design on the back. And we do have a nice contrast from gold to black, just because we do have a fake gold American Express card here, as you can see from CM4, but I keep it in there just for style purposes because it just looks really nice and it makes me look rich because I have a gold card in here. So yeah, guys, the protectivity of this case, I don't know what to give it because it does have the sides here. It does have the soft plastic design, which is easy to take your phone out of it, which I do really enjoy because in some cases we have seen the hard plastic, which is extremely hard to take out of. So it's not really a snap-on, snap-off case, but it is a really nice and removable case. We do have the button access here is not the greatest because we don't have such nice and crisp and tactile button access on the side and the power button and the volume button. But we do have the enlarged rocker switch here cut out for that. And on the bottom here, we do have, just like the candy shell, good access to everything on the bottom and a nice enlarged AUX input. We do have just a bit of a bezel here, which is good because for gamers, if you are using that swipe feature of your iPhone, not just for gamers, we have seen this incorporated, we have seen this integrated in a lot of components of the new iOS 8 and iOS 7 where you do use the swipe feature quite a lot, and for some cases with the extremely raised bezel it is quite frustrating because you know you can't really swipe from one side to another. But yeah, guys, the thinness of this case, #1 feature. #2 feature is the leather design on the back, which I really do like, and the nice overall. It looks like a very nice and luxurious case, which I would definitely take to a business meeting or something like that. And then we do have this oddly shaped camera cutout here, which looks very odd because we do have the curved kind of design here, which they did incorporate that in the camera cutout. We do have it here also in the red design, which looks cool as well. This does come in a variety of separate colors, just like all the other cases here. And you guys can pick it up for $39.99 at cm4.com. So yeah, guys, that was my top 5 best iPhone 6 card cases / wallet cases. So guys, be sure to comment, subscribe, and like on this video for the latest news, reviews, and unboxing of the latest and hottest tech. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and be sure to follow us on our social media pages. I'll have links to all of these where you can find them in the links down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and tune in next week for another episode.